soil and food and low protected hose. So what is this sanitation barrier? Of toilets are in terms called as the sanitation barrier. But what were the methods of extra disposal uh, methods? Sorry, in unsewered areas. What is the meaning of unsewered areas? Where there is no sewerage system or no pipe, no sewer areas to carry out the sewage for sewage treatment. There still remain service type of latrines, which are conservation system, or non-service type of latrines, which is called as the sanitary latrines. In service type of latrines, which is one of the bad things, or non-service type of latrine, which we will be discussing in length. So the non-service latrine includes borehole, tuck well, water seal, the PRA type, the RCA, Philip Sachalay, septic tank, and aquaprivate. There are also latrines which are suitable for temporary use in camps, which include shallow trench, deep trench, pit latrine, or a borehole. The most important things about this, we'll be discussing this in the next thing. Yeah, what about what is the in unsewered system? As we have discussed, there is something called as a conservative system or a bucket latrine, where people have to carry on with manually the feces for disposal. This was called as the conservation system. It speaks of very badly. In India has this system in conservation, which has to be removed. The criteria for, so we moved from oversighted from insanitary latrine to sanitary latrines. So what is the criteria for a sanitary latrine? The excreta should not contaminate the ground and surface water. The excreta should not pollute the soil. The excreta should not be accessible to flies, rodents and animals. An excreta should not create a nuisance due to odor or unsightly. What do you mean by a borehole latrine? It was introduced by Rockefeller Foundation in 1930 to campaign against hookworm control. At that time, hookworm was a very big issue. It was a high magnitude problem. So a latrine was constructed to prevent the transmission of worm diseases, which is usually a soil transmit element. The latrine consists of circular hole 20 to 30 centimeters in diameter, dug vertically in the ground to a depth of 4 to 8 meters, most commonly 6 meters. It has a concrete squatting plate, a central opening, and a footrest placed over the hole. A suitable enclosure is put to provide privacy. You can see the depth is 4 to 8 meters in this case, and a diameter of 40 to 30 centimeters. This is a borehole latrine. The merits: there is no new need for services for a sweeper for daily removing of the night soil. Unsuitable for fly breeding. If located 15 meters away from source of water supply, there should no danger of water pollution. The problems with the borehole latrine are its small capacity. We need a special auger is required for construction, which may not be available. Yeah, so to dig a borehole is not so feasible. And most important part is the subsoil may be loose, so the soil may creep in, and it is difficult to dig a deeper hole in the tree pipe. It's hard. If the soil is hard, it cannot dip deeper than 3 meters, and the soil is loose, the soil can creep in and thus compromise on the functioning of the borehole latrine. What do you mean by dugwell latrine then? It's over to a borehole latrine, a circular pit about 75 centimeters in diameter and 3 to 3.5 meters deep. The pits may be lined with pottery rings to prevent caving into the soil. A concrete squatting plate is placed on the top of the pit, and the latrine is enclosed with a superstructure. You can see this, the ductile latrine. It's a 75 centimeters in diameter. The depth is 3 to 3.5 meters deep. It has an air vent and a shelter. The advantages is easy to construct. and no special equipment is needed to dig the pit. The pit has a longer life than the borehole latrine because of greater capacity. Coming to the water seal latrine, which are the improvements over the borehole latrine and the ductwell latrine. There are two types of water seal latrine. They are the PRA type, which involves the Planning, Research and Action Institute of Lucknow, and the RCA type latrine designed by the Research Action Projects in Environmental Science of Sanitation of the Health Ministry. The essential features of both these RCA type latrines is the location, a squatting plate, pan, there's a trap, there's a connecting pipe, a duct well, superstructure and maintenance. So always remember that the RCA latrine, research action latrine, is located 15 meters away from a source of contamination. It consists of a squatting plate made of an impervious material. It's made of a common cement concrete with minimum dimensions of 90 square and 5 centimeters thickness and outer edge. There is a slope half inch towards the pan. The pan and a trap. The length of the pan is 42.5 centimeters. The trap is a bent pipe which is 7.5 centimeters in diameter and is connected with the pan. The width of the forward portion of the pan has a minimum 12.5 centimeters and width at its widest portion is 20 centimeters. The very important point about this what RCA latrine is the trap. It holds the water and provides the necessary water seal. The water seal is the distance between the level of the water in the trap and the lowest point in the concave surface of the trap. The depth of the water seal latrine is 2 centimeters. This is very important to know. Will be asked as a viva question, or sorry, as a MCQ, that what is the depth of the water seal in the RCA latrine and what is the trap bent 7.5 centimeters. There is a connecting pipe which draws in from the water connected 7.5 centimeter diameter and at least 1 meter in length, bent at the end. And then it is connected to a duct well or a pit, is usually 75 centimeter diameter and 3 to 3.5 deep and is covered. The desired type of superstructure may be provided for privacy and shelter. The people should be educated to flush the pan after use with adequate quality of quantity of. After connecting to this, usually our RCA latrines are connected to a septic tanks where sewage system are not there. In cities where sewage systems are there, the RCA latrines are directly connected to the sewage systems. But in non-cities or in district places where sewer system is still not developed, we can use a septic tank. The septic tank has a minimum capacity of 500 gallons. The length of the tank is usually twice the breadth. The depth of a septic tank is from 1.5 to 2 meters. And there is something called a liquid depth. The recommended liquid depth is only 1.2 meters. The features of a septic tank include there should be a minimum space of 30 centimeters between the level of the liquid in the tank and the under surface of the cover. The bottom is sloping towards the inlet. There is an inlet and outlet which is submerged. The septic tank is covered by a concrete slab of suitable thickness and provided with a manhole. Septic tanks are designed to allow a retention period of 24 hours. Here you can see that the RCA latrine is connected to a septic tank. The liquid waste from the house is coming. These are manholes which are covered. And there is something we know as the sewage contains 99% of water, it contains of liquid effluent, and there is over the time there is formation of sludge layer which is formation of sedimentation of solids. The liquid effluent flows into a soakage or a drainage field. As the sludge layer rises, it compromises on the functioning of the septic tank. So it is always advisable to clean the septic tank at least once a year. The use of soap and water and disinfectants such as phenol should be avoided. The contents of the septic tank should be removed at least once in a year. This operation is called desludging and it is disposed by dredging. Newly built septic tanks are first filled with water up to the outlet level and then seeded with ripe sludge drawn from another septic tank. What is an aqua privy? It consists of watertight chamber filled with water. A short length of a drop pipe from the latrine fold dips into the water. The advantages are it cannot be blocked with bulky and cleaning material. There are no problem of order of flies and can be connected to a sewerage system at a later date. But it's very expensive to build. It needs large volumes of water to work. The water seal may be hard to maintain and tank must be emptied about every 3 years. What is Sulabh Sauchalaya? It is the invention of the Patna-based firm. It consists of specially designed pan and a water seal trap. It is connected to a pit 3 feet square and deep. Are there latrines which can be used during camps? This camps happens when there is an earth where there is a displaced population during earthquakes and natural disasters. For that, we need to create makeshift latrines. So one of the latrines which can be converted includes shallow trench latrine. The latrine is 30 centimeters wide and 90 to 150 centimeters deep. The length depends on the number of users. So usually it is 3 to 4.5 meters for 100 people. You can see here there's a 5 latrines in an area of 3 meters by 5 meters enough for 250 people with screen. A deep trench latrine can also be used where the trench is 1 to 1.8 to 2.5 meter deep and 75 to 90 centimeters wide. The types of water carrier system we have know that the combined sewage system where both the sewage as well as the sewage goes for or sewerage treatment, or separate sewer system where the sewer water where the sorry where the sewage water as well as the sewage water goes differently. The households and sanitary filters, the house sewers, the street sewers, or the trunk sewers includes where a separate sewer is used. The Indian squatting plate or the Western commode is used in household sanitary fittings. We will be discussing about visit to the sewage treatment plant in the next part. Thank you.